Hello everyone, so in this tutorial we are going to connect our domain to our web hosting even further. We're going to be using FTP so we can FTP into our web server and we can develop in a better environment instead of through the file manager. So first things first, let's recap. Let's go onto our domain name, have it on your browser and tab. It'll be good to go back to. So, first things first, let's go to GoDaddy.com, log in, and you should have this screen. If you don't have this screen, go ahead and click on the top right and go hit on My Products, and it will take you right here. So let's go on to Manage, and let's click on Manage one more time. And usually this is going to take it might be a little bit slow depending on your connection, but be patient. So remember in the last video, I kind of made it a big deal to know what your website's IP address is. So here's our website's IP address, and let's go ahead and do a copy on that because we're going to need it later. Now let's recap again. We kind of went through the file manager last time and we created a file and we created this index.php file. That's why we're able to see something that we created on our website now. And I kind of want to walk through a little bit of the file directory that we have access to. So this is the top level file level. And if we expand it, there's a bunch of other files that we have in here. But more importantly is this public HTML file, which is right here. So we're concerned about public underscore HTML is because that's where we're going to put our web content, right? Just like how this is here, index.html or index.php. So let's keep that in mind. And here, if we go back to cPanel, the home page, we're going to click on FTP accounts. And what we're going to find is that there's already default FTP accounts. And as you can see, we have two. We have two default FTP accounts, and these are called special FTP accounts. Why? Because it's default and it has a lot of administrative rights to it. Basically, administrative rights meaning it has access to the top level directory of what we have access to. So you could think of this as special FTP account as like the admin account. And this was created basically when we created, the login for our cPanel. The login for our cPanel allows us to log in to our hosting server. So this user has access to this path, which we are logged into because we logged into this web hosting through our GoDaddy, and it used this username. And we have privileges to this folder, but we're only concerned with public HTML. All right, so let's get connecting and let's open up your Netbeans and let's go to new project, PHP, and we'll be choosing PHP application from remote server. This is exactly what we want because we already have a remote server. Now we just need to connect things together. Now, your project name and source folder. Now, in the other videos, we saved everything to our XAMPP HT docs because that allowed us to run it through our localhost. But now we don't want to run it through our localhost. We want to run it straight through our domain, our website name that we just purchased. So we don't have to save our NetBeans project folder under HT docs anymore. I mean, you still can, but you're not going to run it through localhost anymore. We want to run it through our website. So I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop. And what's very annoying about NetBeans is whenever I select a new source folder, it doesn't create a folder within the folder I selected. So anyways, I'm gonna name my project, my website, Let's Code Today. And I'm gonna make sure there's a folder in my desktop called Let's Code Today too. Right, and then we're gonna hit next. And project URL, that's basically going to be our website because we want to run it through our website, not localhost anymore. Let's code today.com. And right now, let's go ahead and make our upload directory blank with the /. And right now, here is the big deal, remote connection. Right now, we have no remote connection with this NetBeans project to our web server. So we'll go ahead and hit manage and connection name. Connection name, that's going to be a little bit detailed, and we're going to say admin FTP. Let's code today. And connection type, we want to make sure it's FTP. And we're going to hit OK. And here for the host name is basically your website name, like letscodetoday.com. But what I've seen in the past in my experience, it's a lot better to use the IP address of your website than it is directly, the name. So go ahead and paste in your website IP address. And let's keep the port the same and pair FTP. And your username is right here. Your username is here on your FTP accounts. Go ahead and type in your password. And for initial directory, let's leave that default for now. And then we're going to go to test connection. Now, if you entered your password and your username correctly, then you should have a connection succeed. If you don't, maybe you entered it wrong or your host name is incorrect. So make sure you get those squared away. And then we're going to hit OK. And remember, the account that we're using basically has access to see all of these things, all of these folders, including public HTML, right? So as we move forward into creating this web project, it's going to download basically whatever the user has under that file, right? So if we hit next, it's fetching the remote files into the server, and we can see that these are all the things that our user has access to. But we're only concerned with public HTML because in public HTML, that's where we're going to be doing our web development. And there you go, there's our index.php, and we want to definitely download it. So instead of getting everything, like a wildcard, we got everything, we want to be more specific, and we just want public_HTML. So we're going to hit back. And for the upload directory, notice it's saying we're doing an FTP connection to this web server, and basically, let's grab everything. Instead of grabbing everything, what I just want the public HTML folder, right? So this is saying FTP to this server and just use this folder. Don't forget your /. And now when we hit next, what it's going to do is it's going to get the files in the folder that we want. And that's exactly what we need. So we're going to go ahead and hit finish and let that download. Sometimes it could take long. If you re-upload things to that folder, then it might take a while. But here we go. We have access now through our NetBeans to basically same type of interface, but having in our NetBeans in our development environment is a lot better than going to this website and uploading things, and this is a lot easier. So we are connected. We have a PHP project that is connecting to a web server. So now what we could do is pretty much anything like when we were doing with XAMPP, and it's nice. So now we can right click on this folder and we are going to hit run file. And there we go. It went straight to my IE because it's default. And here what we can do is we can say, yay, we did it. And I can hit save, and notice when it saves, it's logging basically everything that it's doing, and it's saying we're about to upload it to the server, saving it, yada yada yada. And if I run it again, my changes are updated. So it's pretty cool. Now quickly again, I'm gonna show you guys how to change your default web browser on your Netbeans project. So I'm gonna right click on the project folder. I'm gonna go set configuration, customize. I'm gonna hit on browser and I am gonna select Chrome. Chrome's the best. And run file. So now it automatically went to Chrome and there you go. So now what we could do, we could do the same things. We can go new, we can add different files, and yeah, we can start exploring. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to connect your domain to your hosting and then FTP using Netbeans, and now we're good to go. So now we can create our own website using Netbeans and broadcasting it on the internet. We don't have to run it on localhost anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know if you have any questions and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.